Hi, my name is Colin Shaw. I'm the founder of Beyond Philosophy, and today we're interviewing Darren Cornish. Darren is the Director of Customer Experience at Norwich Union, or if you're listening from America, then he's the Vice President. So Director and the Vice President are about equivalent. And we're going to be talking to Darren today about the journey that Norwich Union have been on to improve their customer experience. So Darren, perhaps we can kick off by telling me a little bit about what's involved in your role.
What does that involve? It involves looking after about 1,800 people who service all our life insurance, our critical illness insurance, and in fact actually oversee all contact centre operations. So any customer coming into our business will get dealt with, serviced by one of my people. So a pretty big impact on the customer experience is within my gift, I guess.
So could you tell me a bit more about Norwich Union?
Norwich Union is part of Aviva, which is an international insurance group, operate out of 57 countries, I think it is. I always have to kind of reflect on the exact numbers and exact figures, but a big organisation, 5th largest insurer in the world. We have over 50,000 staff internationally. In the UK, I look after, as I say, about 1,900 of those people. We deal with, just in my part of the business, 3.5 million phone calls come into my contact centres each year, either direct from customers or through intermediaries and partners. We issue, God knows why we do actually for the majority of these, but we do issue something like 7 million documents out to customers, and we deal with people who are, I say, are having significant life events. So real moments of truth, situations where perhaps they've returned home to find their house has been burgled or flooded, or having recently had a car accident, or in probably the worst case scenario, a member of family calling into us to say actually their partner or their loved one has passed away. Those moments, obviously getting the customer experience right is absolutely critical. We have a purpose. Aviva has a purpose around prosperity and peace of mind. You can kind of bring that down in a nutshell to health and wealth. That's what we're about, looking after for our customers. So living up to that purpose day in, day out is a really critical one, particularly when the general public's perception of insurance organisations is quite jaded and there's a degree of lack of trust. So it's a real challenge for the UK's largest insurer, the world's 5th largest, the UK's largest, to step up and start to shift that perception and demonstrate that actually as an organisation we can do the right things consistently for our customers.
So perhaps you could tell me why Norwich Union wanted to improve their customer experience in the first place?
Why did we want to improve the customer experience? Well, I'm not sure that there was a particular epiphany where the chief exec woke up one morning and said, "Hey, let's be a better customer experience organisation." But there was certainly a moment in time where the realisation that customer experience could be a real differentiator in the marketplace, and was actually something that could transform an organisation that had just merged. Two big organisations had come together in the year 2000, CGU and Norwich Union, and its people were pretty flat and pretty demoralised and frustrated with the service that they felt they were able to give to customers of the business, and the chief exec called a conference together of all the senior leadership and put to the leadership how was it that they could come together to decide what the vision and what the strategy was of the newly formed business. And what became really apparent from the feedback from the floor was that customer was absolutely central to that. I guess the breakthrough at that conference was, instead of some nice fancy conceptual PowerPoint slides, the group there decided that actually the best thing to do before they designed any form of strategy was to get out and talk to customers. We had, as an organisation, been pretty internally obsessed with getting through the merger and bashing together our two businesses, and there was a degree of disconnect with what our customers actually saw and felt when they dealt with us as an organisation. The chief exec himself added a really important aspect, I think, which was to challenge the leadership, his senior leadership, in terms of, well, if we do go out and see customers, we should also go out and see our people. and get out to the front line and understand how it feels for those guys trying to serve the customer. So following that conference, which has got a pretty kind of now legendary recollection in the organisation, a whole bunch of directors disappeared out to customers' living rooms, to porter cabinet into businesses, to offices, and to the front line, and just listened and gathered from our customers what they felt we should be doing, and from our staff what they felt was missing. That came together. The senior leadership reconvened 3 months later, and they fed back, and really it all distilled into something very simple, which was, I guess, two aspects. One was our customers and our people want to be able to do the basics well and consistently. Mm-hmm. You know, they want to be able to, as the words customers use is, do what you say you'll do. You know, we want to be able to trust that you're going to actually deliver on your promises. But the piece that I guess was very new to us, and certainly was, I think, lacking across the whole insurance industry, was customers and staff said, we don't seem to be demonstrating that we care. Many customers saw themselves as just a policy number, you know, not helped by the fact that the very first thing we ask customers when they call is, what's your policy number? Actually, when they were making a claim, which is where the rubber hits the road, the proof of the pudding in terms of I paid all this money to you and now I'm up and support me because I've had a situation occur. The feedback we got from our customers, which was pretty distressing for us to hear, was that many customers actually felt that we made them feel like they were the victim for the second time round. Through our fraud control processes, through our investigation processes, customers were saying that they actually felt that they felt a degree of lack of trust in them from us as an organisation. And clearly, you know, fraud is prevalent and it is an issue, but we have many more customers than not who are genuine and who have genuine claims, and they need us to stand up and be counted at that point. So care, demonstrate care, that got translated into be interested in me as a person and do the basics right. Those were the core thrusts that came out of the conferences and the leadership work. Right. My job from that point on, the chief exec and his board then appointed me into a role as the head of customer experience, and asked me to translate those very conceptual and high level kind of objectives into a program of activity that the business could actually turn into some tangibles, some real delivery for the customer and for our people.
Thanks very much, Darren. So this is the end of this clip on how Norwich Union have gone about improving their customer experience. There is a series of other clips that you'll hear Darren speaking on, and we hope you check those out. And in the meantime, if you'd like any further information, then please check out our website.